There is a lot of time, you know, I was tired of wasting time on the leads that go nowhere. And all of you know that it's because we are not qualifying them right. Okay. So there was one simple framework which we have been using for ages. By now, you would already know it. Doesn't matter if you are from B2C or B2B, right? It's called the BANT method. One of the most simplest and most powerful ways to qualify your prospects without sounding like a robot. Okay. So now this is not new. All of you might be using this, right? But we kind of make mistakes in asking the right kind of questions. So BANT is very simple, but what kind of questions you put under each segment, that matters the most, right? So all of you know that BANT stands for budget, authority, need, and timeline. First, let's go step by step, and I'll also give you some real questions that you can use in your next call, maybe, right? So B is for budget. Now, this isn't about asking on the call, "What's your budget?" directly. Okay, that's awkward, and it usually shuts people down, right? So instead of that, you can use this one. How are you currently investing in solving this problem? Okay, you can ask that. Or you can also ask, what does a successful solution usually look like from a budget standpoint for your team? So this also you can ask. Okay. Now here the goal is to understand if they're already spending money, or they're just window shopping or browsing. A stands for authority. So you might be talking to someone nice, but if they can't sign the check, then you are stuck in that loop. Right? We all have been there, done that. So you can ask questions like, who else apart from you is usually involved in decisions like this? Okay. Or you can also ask something like, once you find the right solution, what does your internal approval process typically look like? So that is also something you can ask. Okay. Through this, you are not being pushy, but you are just mapping the organization chart, right? N stands for need, as you all know. Right now, this is where I have failed multiple times during the early stage of my career. Right, many reps, either they try to rush or they go too broad. Right, so this is not the time to sell, isn't it? First, you have to diagnose. Right now, let's use need for that. Right, so you can ask questions like, what's the biggest challenge you are facing around? And I mean, you can put any problem statement depending on your solution, but I would say, what's the biggest challenge you are facing around sales enablement? So something like that. Right, you can also ask, what happens if this issue isn't solved in the next 3 to 6 months? So these kind of questions will help them open up as well. Right, uh, all of you know that if there is no pain, there is no deal. Right, there is no meeting, there is nothing. And if they say we are just exploring, you have to treat that it's an early stage lead and not a hot one. So spend some time educating them. T in BANT stands for timeline. I think, I don't know for how many years, most of my deals have died in the land of follow up next quarter. This happens with all of us, isn't it? uh, Instead of asking, when do you plan to buy, uh, these kind of direct questions, you always anchor uh, the timeline to their own internal pressures, right? That is something you have to learn doing better. So you can ask questions like, is there a specific event or deadline you are working towards, so that you can try to understand what is it that is pushing them, right? You can also ask this one more question, which I have tried. If we were to move forward, when would you ideally like to be up and running? Very simple, isn't it? But trust me, most of the time they answer well for this. So and asking these kind of questions will also help you separate the buyers from the browsers. Right, so yeah, I mean, that's about BANT. It's always about asking the right questions. You can also uh, be creative and come up with more questions for each, much more creative ways of asking and uncovering. Even though it's a simple framework, sometimes, not sometimes, most of the times, it will help you get a lot of information if you ask the right questions. So one thing I have realized in my last 10-12 years of career is, don't treat BANT like a normal checklist. Use it as a conversation, and that is when you will be able to uncover a lot of things from your prospect. Okay, I'll see you next time with another video. Thank you.